Hey guys. Okay. Trying to fix my setup. My system that I was normally like using is not working. Goodness. This t-shirt is kind of like it's like going in, but it's going out. Um Trying to like fix my system because I'm having to go live on multiple devices. Hey Dominique, because like my normal platform, I can't log in and I cannot find the password anywhere, which I'm like super frustrated about. But I've been meaning to go live, you guys, this weekend, and then life happened, and but it's okay. You really have to learn to like pivot and roll with the punches, and that's a lot what entrepreneurship is about. But I figure that I'm about to like do some recordings for this upcoming challenge that we have starting on tomorrow. And I figure like while I was prepping for it, I can knock two birds out with one stone. I can come hop in and do a live while I prep for it and kind of talk, give you guys some updates, especially YouTube family. Oh my goodness, I have been super MIA. Y'all probably feel like I've been neglecting y'all. It's been super crazy, like so much things going on at the same time. Um, but I have like the video, I have the content ready. It just I have not had time to edit it and then put it on. But I'm hoping that during this September month, I'll be able to do that. Like that's the goal. But I have this upcoming challenge coming up, and then you guys, September. Shoot, I'm turning 37. You guys, next week, a week from tomorrow, I'll be turning 37. I know. I totally don't look like it. I'm just assuming that's what you guys are thinking right now. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play on that. But so I really wanted to do it really, really big and celebrate with my whole community that I've like been spending so much of my time with. So it's like on top of planning this challenge, on top of preparing Busy Book, I've been preparing for the month of September, like big bang, like big bang, big bang. Such a big bang. My mentor was like, "Are you sure you're doing that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing it." I'm like, "I'm already committed. We doing this." I finished the website last night. So I'll have the link up, you guys, because it's like gonna be like crazy big. We're celebrating all month. All month, okay. So yeah, so I'm super excited about that. And then you guys, I do have this challenge coming up. So I really didn't advertise it too much to like Maine. I think I just sent out the first email like to the entire community on last night. And I think it came this morning if you guys would have saw it. Because I feel like let me just see if y'all would be interested, right? Because it's not something that's in direct alignment with what I talk about, right? I talk all things cleaning business, right? Everything related, cleaners, clients, you know, requests, everything. Like I had a situation today that I had to step in and help a client with, and it was like it was a situation, okay? It was a situation. But so it's not like direct with cleaning business. I don't know if you guys, not sure who's all listening, but you guys been around for any time, you guys remember like when I used to do the morning motivation talks, right? That I have not hopped back to doing yet, but they're going to come January next year. They will be back. But during that time and helping a lot of more of the students more one-on-one and offering a lot of help one-on-one, I've been able to notice some trends. Okay. And it's like when I first started building the CEO Cleaning Academy, I built the whole thing like it is because I knew where the need was and where the lack was at, right? So it was like my thing was like I need everything that anybody needs to be able to run their business completely successful needs to be in this academy, whether it dealt with taxes, budgeting, managing your funds, finding cleaner. Like that's all the basic part. Like we already know we need to know all of that. Where to find the cleaners, where to find the clients, right? How to get more cleaners, how to get more clients, right? Now how to keep them. Because like it's not enough just to know how to get them, but we got to know how to keep them, right? So yeah, we talk all of that. But I understood with business, all this money that we're making, like you also have to know how to keep that too, right? So That's how that was birthed. But as I started working more one-on-one with clients, I started noticing another big need area, and a lot of areas to where it wasn't the strategy that people was missing. It wasn't the blueprint. It wasn't the step-by-step guide that people were really missing. It was their limited belief. It was their low mindset. It was EI, right? And all of these areas, just talking to them. And I can identify with this so easy, right? This is no gift, y'all. This is no, like, this is, I can identify it because I can see me in them, right? Like, I can easily pick it up by their speech, by what I hear, by what I see, just because that was me. Like, yo, girl, I was you, you were me, like you and me will always be. Like, that's how. And I knew how much that kept me bounded, like literally kept me bounded. Um, and so I wanted to create a challenge for that. I've been doing these challenges for a couple months. If you guys have not like signed up for one, they're super, super dope. They're really fun. Even though I'm doing this one a little different. But I wanted to speak to the person that I felt was holding themselves back. Not because of lack of strategy, lack of blueprint, or lack of like they didn't know business. It was simply like mindset, belief, trusting in the plan that God has for you, knowing like who you are, right? Sometimes we can't even see past our own selves because we don't even have faith in our own self and our own abilities and trust in the gifts that God given us, right? Like knowing that He wants to bless us. Like we stop those blessings. It's like that. What's the word? What's this popular entrepreneurship word? Self-sabotage. Is it self-sabotage? Yeah, self-sabotage, right? You guys hear that a lot. I hear that a lot in like the entrepreneur space. They ask like, are you oh no, God, that's not the word. It's another word. It's like, it's very similar to self-sabotage. If y'all know the word, help me, help your girl out. It's like self-sabotage, but it's like misidentity, or like where like you know you're capable, you have the gifts and the talents, the will, you have the things, but like you don't feel like you could do it. I can't think of the word. It'll come to my mind. But if y'all know it, drop it in the comments. But to me, when I figure out that word is, when I figure out what that word is, in my mind, that just speaks of fear, right? It's just fear. So I wanted to do this challenge, and this challenge is called the God Power Challenge. And it's directly but indirectly for your business, right? I'm such a strong believer that working on you is working on your business. And it doesn't matter what season you're in, you are never too high, you're never too low to work on yourself. And so I wanted to do this challenge, and I'm nervous about it. I really am nervous about it. Um, I think I'm nervous about everything that I present out to our community. I just want to always make sure I provide the best information and the best value. Um, but yeah, so I'm doing this God powered business challenge. Okay. And this is like for the one. Now, if everything that I say, like you can identify with it, that's cool, boo. Like keep grinding, keep growing, keep learning, keep building. Okay. But if you are somebody that is in your season and you're a little frustrated, you feel a little stuck, it's like you have the plans, but you just can't seem to do the things, then this challenge is for you. And you're like, Jazz, but you're not even talking about, I need to find my cleaners. Well, do you know how to find cleaners? If you know how to find cleaners, why don't you have cleaners yet? Do you not have cleaners because of the task, or do you not have cleaners because you're afraid to talk to them? You're afraid to present yourself in front of them. You're afraid to do the interview. And I hate that I can't think of this word because this is the word that fits perfectly there. But right. And so that this is what this challenge is going to be about. And it's a 5-day challenge. It's a free challenge. Okay. There's no VIP, there's no upgrade. This is a complete free challenge, you guys, because I didn't want anything to be able to stop anybody from participating in this challenge, right? because I believe that the ones that could actually do the work, oh, and there's homework, there's like assignments for every day of this challenge, will actually see like the result that they're looking for. Let me see if I can get to, am I still on live? If I like move out of Facebook, this is why I miss having my normal platform that I can go live from. Am I still on live on Facebook, or does it interrupt it? I feel like it's going to interrupt it. Oh no, it's still there. Sweet. Um Oh, not Facebook. Facebook's on the phone. YouTube is on my laptop. Um so yeah, so I'm just going to give you guys some information that we're talking about in this challenge, right? So day 1, right? One thing with this challenge is, you guys, this is going to be a challenge. It's a 5-day challenge, but because I know that life be life and people's kids are back in school, like, whew, mine has like completely flipped upside down trying to get back into normalcy. It will be a video that will be emailed to you, a 10 to 15 minute video, not super long. We're not going to take a long time on this, okay? That'll be emailed to you every morning. You'll have 24 hours to watch the video. Okay. After the video is sent, then you'll have a set of assignments that come with the video that'll challenge you, right? Challenge you mentally, to be able to kind of like view yourself, aware, like an awareness check, kind of just examine yourself, right? Each day is a different topic, and each assignment will be different for that day. Okay, so it's a 15-minute video. You watch it on your own time. You do the assignments. You share the assignments. Okay, and then on Tuesday, we're going to have a live Q&A session on it. Okay. And then on Friday, we're going to have another live. So the whole challenge won't be live. So you don't have to worry about being restricted to the actual time that the challenge is available or set to. It will be an email video. So it's going to be a little different. And I'm testing this out because I really love the challenges. I really love what it produced out of people. But the way my life is set up, I know that in the long run, I won't be able to be committed to it. And I don't like starting and stopping a thing. So I'm trying to develop something that will work perfectly for my schedule, and then also be able to still provide the same results for the community as well. Okay. So day 1, we're talking about, I'm sure, like, I want to go into topics, but I don't want to go into the topics. I guess I'm going to say we're talking about like letting go, of really learning how to have full trust in God and the purpose and the plan for your life, right? So many times, like me, I don't know if you guys seen that video. I'm such a control freak. Whew, Lord have mercy. I'm such a control freak. I have gotten so much better, but I'm still a control freak. And because I try to control or want to control everything, I feel like everything that I'm going to be blessed by can only come from my hands. And when a blessing does come my way, because it's not how I think it should look like, I don't classify that as a blessing. I don't even know if that makes sense to y'all, but I've had to deal with a lot of that. And especially if it's in that season of like pruning and he's kind of trying to work some things out of me. Like, not every blessing is going to be bountiful, but every blessing is purposeful. That makes any sense. Like, I appreciate those valley seasons just as much as I appreciate those mountain seasons, because I know that I can't get to the mountain without going through the valley. But once I understood that and trust the path, no matter what it looked like, then my load became much lighter, and I stopped trying to control everything, right? So we're going to talk about that. So if I have like any people that's like similar to me, we're like, yo, okay, Jazz, you're like definitely talking to me too, because I have control issues. That's what day 1 is going to be about, like off top, right? Fact, Jessica said facts. Thank you, Jess, for like not leaving me out here alone. That we do have some people that can relate, because I am really horrible, and I'm such a writer or planner person, and it used to be really bad to where when I would write everything down, if it didn't come out how I wrote it down in my planner, oh, I was done. I was hot. And it's like I would write it in pen, because I'm thinking like, oh, if I write it in pen, then it definitely have to like happen, because I can't erase it. But they always say like, if you want to make God laugh, tell me your plans. So yeah, so I know he be like cracking up because I be thinking I be knowing what I be doing and I don't. And I don't. So having to learn and go through that process alone was like good and bad because it was taking me outside my comfort zone, right? What I initially am comfortable doing, like to like, oh my God, like you want me to wake up and not have anything planned out? Like that just seemed like preposterous to me. Like who would willingly do that, right? But after that phase that I had to go through, I had to learn to rewire my thinking and really develop the mindset that would allow me to grow, knowing that I don't control everything. So, like, learning new things is easy, right? Unlearning bad habits and unlearning those things that you've done for decades. Now, that's where the work begins because first you have to first come to an awareness and know that the habits that you were doing for decades were not purposeful in your life. Like they weren't bringing you what you needed, right? Because I know for me, I used to think that the way I would operate was right just because, I had a couple wins out of it. But I couldn't get to the actual level that God has for me operating like that. So in my mind, I'm fooled thinking that, oh, I'm good. Like I'm doing everything right. This is how it's supposed to be. And it was not. So we're going to talk about rewiring, right? And learning how to appreciate that unlearning season because for a lot and for me I probably struggled in that one a lot as well. Look y'all, this is not going to be like the ha ha rah rah type of challenge, okay? I went through the same framework and I went through this season like during the pandemic. Think of the pandemic. I had nothing but time, right? Like, I like Jasmine, let's work on yourself, okay? And it was not good. I journaled a lot, and a lot of these assignments and these thought-provoking questions that's in these assignments are the same questions that I asked myself that I would journal day in on and cry on and have to pray on and meditate on and all the things. But it's going to totally challenge you and stretch you to be better, right? You guys see Shakara? Is her name Shakari? Shakara? Sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. But you guys see that run? First of all, the girl's so doggone dope, okay? Because the confidence, okay? It's like she knew she was gonna win because who is gonna run the race and do that little thing at the end, right? Can you imagine like if she didn't win and like that when she did that thing, it would make me think about Love and Basketball. Y'all watch Love and Basketball? Y'all ever watch that movie? Okay, now I'm really showing my age. Okay, Love and Basketball. When the girl she went up for the three and she held her hand up, and then the girl got the rebound, ran all the way down, and the coach was like, Monica, what are you doing? And she makes her stand on the sidelines and hold the arm up for the whole time. Well, that was God. I started telling the story. I lost my train of thought. Okay, what was I just saying? Jesus, I lost my train of thought. I started thinking about Love and Basketball, y'all. But let me see what was I talking about. Lord have mercy. How did I get there, you guys? I love me some Love and Basketball. I did want to ask you, yes, we can definitely answer some questions too. Can somebody help me out? What was I saying before I started talking about Love and Basketball? Or how did I even get? Oh, her confidence. Thank you, Lord. Her confidence. Because like she did that move at the end. I was like, sis knew she was about to win that race. Okay. And then when she had the interview was like amazing. I forgot the question because the question didn't matter. Her response was so dope. And she was like, I'm not back. I'm better. And I was like, I love that because that statement, that statement, with that statement, she was letting people know her awareness of her shortcomings, right? Because anybody can be back from the same thing and continue in the same thing, right? She said, I'm not back, I'm better. So that means she took the time to actually work on herself, like not just physically on the track and in the gym and with the weight room, but like she really took the time to work on herself. And I love that statement because it's not about the race to the top. It's really about working on yourself. Everything else that we win from is just a product of that part. But we think that we can just work, 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 and then get everything we want. And I've seen and I've talked to so many students, you guys. Like I can see the back end, and I talked to so many students, and they get burnt out so fast. They just they grow too fast. Like yes, you're like, how could that be a bad thing? But they grow too fast. They're not prepared for the growth. They don't have anything put in place for that. The mindset can't take it. These customers be going off on them, and they going back off on them. Like you can't do that. You can't operate business like that, right? So you have to have that be able to rewire that self to even make sure that you can keep moving forward, right? And then we're going to talk about vision, plan writing. We're going to talk about execution, because look, we can do all the things, but you guys, at the end of the day, execution is really that thing that's going to catapult you, because sometimes we get stuck in that analysis paralysis. And I'll talk to people and I'll be like, what phase are you guys in? That's the first question that I ask when you guys join the Facebook group. What phase of your business are you in? And a lot of people are saying that phase one, and I totally get it. That's a necessary step. You can't go to two without one. But how long you been in one? How long have you been planning the business? Like, are you taking months thinking about your business, your cleaning name? Are you taking months? Are you taking like, how long? Like you've been researching bank accounts? Boo, just open up a bank account. Okay, you can open up another one at a later time. All right. Y'all know how many banks I've like swapped and like moved from, or like names I've changed. I think I've had like 4 cleaning business names for this one location. Not like my maid knew that was like in Arizona, or like, like one location had three name change, 4 name changes. Mm, did it? Did it? Did it? Yes, it had 4 name changes. Okay, just launch, right? I know I talk about this book, Think and Grow Rich. You guys, best book, best mindset book ever, in my opinion. I know there's really, I'm not saying this is like the only good one, but it's a really, 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 it's like my favorite book ever to reread and reread. And it talks about making fast decisions. It talks about the power of making fast decisions and not being stuck in that analysis paralysis, trying to go over everything and over and everything, over it. And then just basically you're overthinking. And that's really just operating out of fear, right? Either your fear to fail, or your fear, fear to succeed. And people ask me a lot, how can I be afraid to succeed? Like, don't we all desire? And I feel like the backbone of the word fear to succeed, is because they're afraid to do what's necessary to get what they want. So that way, if they don't succeed, they can be like, "Why does have the fear of the fear of success?" But no, you're not willing to do what's necessary. You don't want to develop the discipline that's necessary to be able to accomplish what you're supposed to succeed at. Yeah. Right? Like everything that we do is going to take a sacrifice. It's going to take a level of sacrifice. Okay, let me answer your question, Jess. You said, I chose open phone because of you. I love open phone, but they're about to change their texting and charge crazy. Any suggestions? So, what's their texting charge? Now, know that whenever you guys are testing out a platform, like feel free to like test out their like test out competitions during their trials and see how that is. I would definitely not recommend like just from any change jump, because that change right there, like that is I don't want to say federal, but like that is a change that every company with texting is currently in operation to do, right? A couple months ago they sent out this email, and any company that is currently utilizing text messages, because of the fraud, right? It's so easy for somebody to go create a fake phone number, right? Create a fake phone number, and then go and set up an account. And now they can be texting you any and everything, right? So, and then they want to know, like, did you get this person's phone number from their permission, or like, like, did they give it to you willingly, knowing that you're going to market to their phone numbers? Because it went from email marketing, right? And then email marketing, you can see the change in email marketing, where email marketing had the two auth, where like when you have somebody sign up for email marketing, they have to confirm that they say they're not a robot, right? because that mean they are currently trying. They're saying that yes, I'm okay that you can market to me, right? Um, so it's a change at all of them. So they sent that email out asking you these list of questions. How did you get the phone numbers? Did they give you permission? How did you ask for it? Like all of these things. And then you had to get it approved. And then I don't know what happened if you didn't get it approved, because ours got approved, but it did take a long time. Um, but yeah, so it's a thing that everybody's gonna see this change. With my email company, they offered text. I don't use text through them, but I got the same notice. So just check to see what their prices is going to be. Um, and and then you can make the decision. Also, another thing, you guys, because I had some ups and down with open phone. And know that no platform is going to be the best, you guys. There's not going to be not one platform that is going to operate the absolute best. Okay, there's going to be a hiccup. There's going to be a situation that occur. There's going to be a customer service situation that's going to occur. Something's going to happen. Okay, because I went out looking and testing out other possible phone platforms, like a lot. And I probably did this research for about like 2.5 weeks. And then I got like zoned out with like looking way too much. So then I took it a break and asked my business partner to tap in and do some research. And we probably did a trial run with majority of them and spoke to a customer service rep with half of them. But you know what I find is that two things that I find. First, open phone is the cheapest. Now, if you guys can find another phone service that charges the same price as open phone, let me know. Now, also, open phone is new to the game too, right? They haven't been around. They're still considered a startup. They're not that, they haven't been around that long. But I have not found a company that offers what open phone offers at that price point. And when I went looking, like you guys know that I have a virtual assistant business, right? And we work with several of different cleaning companies. So that means all of those cleaning companies that we have to have all of their numbers on our open phone account. We have to have their VA on our account, the client on our account, and then myself, my co-business owner, and our two managers on there. Okay. Our open phone bill is pretty hefty. And if I was to move anywhere, that number would be 4x minimum. Minimum. I think open phone right now, I've been grandfathered in at their low rate, but I think the rate that I'm currently paying that you guys would pay is like $17, right? Per user, $5 per phone number. When I'm looking at other companies, they're charging like $45. They're charging $36 per user, right? I don't know what they're charging per phone number. And then also, I don't like that the other companies don't have a seamless like back end to where you can have multiple people on those phones, because how we operate the VA is like if a VA is out, somebody else can be able to answer that phone, right? Somebody else can look at the text messages and respond depending on who we have assigned to that phone number. These other companies is like you have to rewire, you have to resend it, you have to like do all this like back end funnel connection to where when this phone number rings, it'll only ring on this person's, or I mean, it's a lot. Open phone platform is just really, really simple. And their price points for what they have right now is really good. So I don't know what their prices are going to change to for the text messaging. I feel like I'm going to have to look into it. But if they're not going to double their prices, they're still going to be much more feasible than other companies are going to be. So yeah, so do your homework, look at some other options and see what things are going to look like. You won't lose the number. You can always transfer it. So don't worry about losing the number. You'll always be able to transfer that number. Hey, Smoky Steve, you are welcome. Okay, Facebook, I see a question. I'm going to answer this question. And for anybody that's on Facebook and want to join you guys, come over here and hop onto YouTube because I only have one device. I'm about to hop on to IG. I'm about to hop on the IG and then, but I'm staying on YouTube. So if you guys still want to join this conversation and ask some questions, come join us over here on YouTube. The fact that you're not just teaching about cleaning business itself, but having the right mindset behind it. Yes, thank you. No, I mean, it's so true, you guys. It's so true. Hey, Jasmine, excited to finally catch. Hey, me too. I know it's been such a minute since I've been on here, and I love doing live. Um, I super love doing live because we're just able just to talk back and forth, and I can answer questions super easy. It's like right there, right there. Okay, let me. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go on you on Instagram. Okay. Do you have any questions? Where can I sign up for the training? Are you speaking about like the actual program itself or um the challenge? And I'll post the challenge. I should have had the link already ready. I'll post the challenge if you guys are interested in that. But for the course itself, it's just ceocleaningacademy.com and you'll be able to join. Flip that. Okay. The program and the challenge. So yeah, let me put the link. Hey, Instagram, how are you guys doing this evening or it's afternoon? It seems super late. I went on this 5 a.m. run this morning. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't, but I feel good though. So I'll take that for what it is. Um, but yes, so to sign up for the program is just ceocleanacademy.com and I'll drop it in the link in the chat for you too, Elizabeth. And then the challenge, I'll drop that link for you as well. Hey, IG. You guys, I'm just just popping in saying hello, talking about some upcoming things that's happening in September. I'm turning 37, y'all. I can't believe it. My kids is like, oh my God, mom, you're hecka old. I'm like, you know what? You know what? I'm like, you wish you gonna look this good at 37, okay? And first, I couldn't remember how old I was, so they thought that they was like, "Oh my God, mom, like you're losing your memory." I'm like, you know what? These kids, these doggone kids. But I'm turning 37 in September. Next Monday, I'll be 37 years old. So I wanted to celebrate with the community, y'all, and I'm doing it like super, super, super big. I just finished the website. I just finished the website and with everything that's going to be offered, and it's going to be dope. Basically, like every maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll release it soon. I'm 47, so I must be. Girl, no, you are not. Okay. And look, we saying that we share the same name. So look, love. It's just these kids, they just think that, they just think they just so young. They just think that that they know everything. I'm like, look here, look, I've done it all. Okay. You cannot get by me but with nothing. Thank you. But so I'm having this birthday special, you guys, and I'm really, really excited. I've been planning this almost all month. And then I'm also having like two separate challenges because as some of you guys are new that just popped up, I'm doing two separate challenges this month in the month of September. And for those that are like not on the main email list, I'm not going to really advertise these challenges like openly like I would normally because these are like actually speaking to the people that I really, really want to speak to. So this challenge is going to be the God powered business challenge, right? I'm going to be talking a lot about us learning to trust in the process that God has for our lives, right? And then challenge two, I'm going to be talking to my moms. I'm going to be talking to my moms that feel like they want a business. They don't know what kind of business to start. They feel like they can't have a business because they run around these children, okay? But they want something. They want to feel fulfilled outside of just their normal mom duties. And I understand how we can get caught up wanting to do everything for our kids. I'm that superwoman mom to where like I'm like pouring from an empty cup. right? And there was seasons where like I wanted to just do and do and do and do for my kids, and I did, like running myself reckless, especially when two of my boys were like playing sports, and they're like on different side of the towns, and they were playing like for two teams, and I was like dropping one off, going to drop the other one off, then go pick him up, then come back and pick him up, go home, cook dinner, do homework. And at this time was when my husband was a truck driver, so he was gone. And it was a lot, and I loved my kids. I love my kids, but I wanted to do something for me. I wanted to contribute to my household financially, but I still wanted to be there for my kids. I didn't want to neglect one to be able to do the other. And being able to do this business and have so many students that are moms and that want to start a business for themselves but don't want to, be stuck at a 9 to 5, and they can't be there for the kids' field trips and for the kids' ceremonies and to do all these other things. Like, that's the other person I want to speak to. I want to speak to them so that way they know that they can do it both. They can still be the super mom and still have a very successful business. They can still do both, right? And as they're maybe managing both, um, at the same time with the same work ethic and working hard with doing that, there will be a time when they have built that business up enough to where it's not even going to take that much time to even put in for that business. So I want to talk to that mom, because I noticed that we have a lot of moms in the academy, and I'm hearing their stories, and I like, they're like, Jazz, I'm trying to figure out how to do both, but it's so hard. So learning how to work with them and create strategies for them, and better ways to manage both for them. Okay, there must be more moms that feel the same way, but they're just too afraid to attempt because they don't think it's possible to be able to be successful at both. Or they have that mom guilt. Y'all ever have mom guilt? That is the worst, because like we just get so down on ourselves and we're trying to do so much. Okay. Our kids have no idea. Like, these children these days is spoiled. Okay. They is just spoiled, but like we love them and we want to do so much for them. And then, with me, it's like, I know that's what this is with a lot. Like, we're just trying to do better and give them better and provide them with a better life than we had. And it's not to say that our lives were bad. It's just that's just natural. We just always want to be able to do more than what we have, give them more access, opportunities, right? Allow them to be able to be in rooms that we couldn't be in during that time. Allow them to be able to have access to opportunities. So many people sometimes will look down on me because of the program that I have my middle son in. And he's basically like in a soccer private school scenario. Like, he loves soccer and that is his life. And it's not to be like, okay, you better be a professional soccer player. First of all, the school program is like, if he didn't love soccer, I would want him in this program. I wanted Jace to be in this program, but Jace Avery was like, nah, mom, I'm good. Like, I want recess. So he didn't, but maybe later he'll change his mind. But it's like, I would have loved to have that opportunity. And my parents, if they could afford that, they would have loved to been able to give me that opportunity. I remember playing sports, and I played volleyball, and that was an expensive sport. So I want to give my kids the opportunities that I can, and that requires me to work a little bit harder to give them that opportunity. That I'm going to do it. But we put this mom guilt on ourselves, and then we get shamed and judgment from other moms. Like, look here, y'all, being a mom is going to be the hardest thing that we'll probably ever have to do, that we'll continue to wake up and choose to do it all over again. And we may go to bed crying and praying and asking God for help. And then we're going to wake up with the same joy in our heart when we see our babies and still choose to do the same thing. But I want those mamas to know that you can still be an amazing, dope mom and still fulfill purpose and still feel fulfilled and still have a life that we want for our own, that we can be happy of. So that's the other challenge. So those are the two people that I'm going to be speaking to this month. So the challenge one is going to be about trying to talk to all my mamas out there, and I'm excited to work with them so that way they can know that y'all can be dope at both. Hello, let's see. Stuck in planning phase just published the LLC, have been lagging on solidifying prices and publishing web, but going out on maternity leave. Oh, congratulations. In approximately 6 months. Oh, no, 6 weeks, and don't want to return. I totally get it. I totally get it. And if you want to set that goal for yourself, you can totally reach that. First of all, congratulations on the new baby. You can totally fit it. Okay. Jay Savory was one when I started my business. He was, I don't even think he was one yet. But he was very young. So it's totally doable. Now, I don't know if you was with us a little bit earlier, man. We was talking about analysis paralysis, us getting stuck in that phase of overthinking, us getting stuck and trying to just be afraid to like launch. Okay, it's not going to be perfect, you guys. Don't try to make it perfect. Don't, because it won't. We're going to constantly evolve. We're going to constantly change things. We're going to constantly remold things. It's not going to be perfect. If you're pricing and you're just doing your pricing research and you're finding some local companies in your area that offer similar services, right? If you just do that part, find the numbers that make sense to your business and set those prices, right? Don't overthink this process. Please, please don't overthink this process, okay? Because once you set your prices, you'll be able to tell based upon the feedback. Are you getting too many people asking for discounts, or are they not asking for anything? Okay, if somebody was like, well, what happens if they don't ask for anything? Your prices are too low. Your prices are too low. If Okay, sorry, my husband was calling. Did that pause it? Okay. Your prices were too low. So yeah, so you'll get that feedback and then you can play with the numbers. Okay. So it's okay. Don't get too stuck there. Please don't. If anything, make sure that you're launching your business in the right location. Make sure that the area that you're going to be targeting, the clients you're going to be targeting is going to be the client that's going to pay your prices. Okay, that's the thing is, with this kind of business, you don't have to launch it in your area. So if you live in an area where you feel like your ideal client is not there, if you don't feel like somebody can want to pay 350, 250 for a cleaning service, then that may not be the area, and you may want to find a place to go to better plant your company. Okay, so let's see. I started researching the prices in my area. What area, Elizabeth, were you currently in? And you guys, like, I used to think that when I would do these market research and I couldn't find a company like close regions or area, that the market is not good for my business. But try to branch out a little bit when you're doing your pricing search. The one things DMV, DC. Okay, yeah, that's a good area. That's a good area. Now, that is an area where like their prices are going to be a little less, right? And that's okay. You will have to focus on volume. We have a client to where her business is located. She just opened up her second location, and so she has one in North, and then she has one in I was gonna say her city name, but she would probably be super mad. Like, girl, you can't be giving my place away. So I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna say it. She has one like in North area, and then she just opened up one in South area. And this area that she's opened up her business it's in North Carolina. Okay, I'll say that, but it's not really like a big popular area either. And she is killing it. Like month 4, she got to 20K a month. So Houston, I don't know, to be honest. I've had a couple clients in Houston. I feel like in Houston, like more out in the suburbs area, like Katy or yeah, a little, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. And I don't want to talk you out of not Houston because I've had other business owner friends that do Houston and they said it's pretty good. But we've also had a VA client that's in Houston, and it's been a little challenging to where like we just decided to put her business in Dallas, and it's doing much better. I used my house to get a quote and was quoted for a 13 for the first time. What was the price that you got though? Hey, IG. I'm just popping back and forth. I'm on YouTube, but I wanted to chime in on here as well. And you guys can join in on asking any questions. We're just talking about an upcoming announcement that will be seen in a couple of days when I post the website. But it won't go live until September 1st, which is this Friday. Okay. I'm celebrating my birthday all month of September. Now listen though, let me say this real quick. For those that have a little bit of analysis paralysis, I am celebrating my birthday all month with you guys, but because I'm doing such a big crazy deal sale situation, um, the spots will be limited. So there's a certain amount of slots per thing that's going to be offered. Okay, and you want to get it first. How do you find your clients now that the VAs in Dallas? How do you find that? How do you find your clients now that? What do you mean by that? A cost efficient route to find. So with finding leads, right? It's like you're gonna have your lead gen platforms: Thumbtack, Yelp, Google My Business. I mean, not Google My Business, Google LSA, and Google Ads. Okay. Um, Depending on the area that you live, will determine the price points that you'll have. Um, of course, you have your friends and family, right? Always utilize them. Always send messages and emails and ask them if they have a friend that know a friend, right? They don't want the service, ask them to refer somebody else. Facebook groups, mom groups, your local community, your closest circle of six. That's of course going to be like the cheapest way to find leads. The And then of course you have your lead gen platforms. Now there's Google My Business, right? I've been learning a lot about Google My Business, and we're currently trying to work on learning on that. And we have an upcoming training inside the academy on Google My Business, because I've learned a lot about Google My Business. I literally thought that Google My Business was just a thing that was needed to have Google LSA. But in all actuality, like, it's completely separate. So if you can learn SEO, which stands for search engine optimization, and you can learn SEO for your Google My Business, then that is like the map pack. You ever go on Google and you're searching something, and then like you have that little box, and then there's like a map that shows where it's located. So that's like the Google My Business area map pack. So people's businesses that's listed there, like, they don't pay for those leads. So anytime a lead calls from that section, they're not paying for those leads. So that's like the most cheapest way, but that way will take longer, right? It's like the long game. It could take a couple of months just to start ranking on top 2 or 3 pages. So if you're willing to do the work, that'll work. But you want to do that while you're building this. So the person that's actually going to come teach and do some training on Google My Business for us inside the academy, he does this for a living. Like, this is his business. Like, he is a marketer, and he builds out and provides services on Google My Business. Now, he was like, I'm not really familiar and don't like Thumbtack, but I'm going to do it. And Thumbtack, I think he said his first like 7 weeks, he did like 16, 18K, right? Super dope. He was like, I had no idea. I didn't think I was going to be able to do that, but my Google is not set up yet. So I have to do this in order, right? So him knowing that he's in marketing, like his business is marketing, he still made close to 20K from Thumbtack in like 8 to 9 weeks. Okay. Um, and then of course you have SEO. Now SEO is like on your website. It's with keywords on your website. And now that's also the long game. That can take a minute before you actually start seeing the return, right? You go in with that knowing that is not going to produce profits immediately. And that's totally okay, right? Because once you do build that in the years to come, you'll be able to spend less on attaining leads. Your ROI will go down, your profit margins go up. It's a win-win situation. Okay. And there's some training. If you guys know that information, that's totally awesome. Start tapping into it now. There is some training inside the academy that goes over that, and like trying to learn and put SEO on your website and all those things. I was thinking about giving clients discounts for referrals. Yeah, of course. People love referrals. So yeah, you can give a discount to the person that provides a referral, and then give a discount to the person that they referred. Like if you have Booking Koala, they already have that kind of option embedded on their website. It's like give 50, take 50, or give 50, receive 50. Um, and like, it will just basically be a credit. It's not even giving them cash, it's just a credit towards your services. So it's nothing that you even have to pay out of pocket. Now you can write it off for your marketing expenses, and depending on what your capital looks like, you can just, when they do, turn in that their coupon or their referral fee, then you can just take it out of your portion, so that way you're not affecting your cleaners part of getting paid, and then you just gain a new client. I haven't seen you in a while. Do you use funnel systems? If so, what platform do you like? So I do use a funnel platform. I like it because it's able to like take take people that's interested on like their personal journey based upon what they've shown interest on. Because if they come to the website and they're interested in the academy, or they're interested in the ebook, then they will get the ebook, but they'll learn more about the academy. Or if they get the academy, they'll learn more about my one-on-ones that I can help them, like depending on what their needs are like, or the done for you service. So I just use ClickFunnels, and I'm not techie at all. So it's set up to the most basic capacity of what I can do, but it does the job. Some people will have like all of these downsells, upsell, side sell. I'm like, I just want to let people know what they can have, what's available to them. But Jeff, I didn't understand your question about the VA in Dallas. If you want to reword that question, I can definitely come back to you. Hey, IG, I'm just answering some questions about cleaning business. I see people popping in and out, so I don't want you to be like, yo, what is she talking about? We're just talking about how to launch, scale, grow a six-figure cleaning company. So I'm just talking to answer some questions, a lot for those that are on YouTube. And then I left the Facebook group, so now I'm on here on YouTube, but I'm almost at my time, so we're going to be closing it up. Yeah, ClickFunnels is pretty good. Now, if you haven't used ClickFunnels before, they just did this new launch of their new platform. I'm not too crazy about it at all, like at all. I just like the new features that they have on it, but it's still in beta, so the quality of it is really bad. Like it's really bad. So if you could sign up for ClickFunnels Classic, I would just recommend doing that versus the 2.0, because they still got some things to work out. But there's a lot of other platforms. It depends on what services you're offering. Check into Sam's Cart. They have a fairly good platform as well. Okay, yeah, awesome. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to drop the link in here to the challenge that's starting on tomorrow if you guys are interested. And I think Elizabeth was asking for the link to join the academy. I'll drop that one in there as well. And for those that are new, you're like, I don't know who you are, but thanks for the info. I definitely want to encourage you guys to go check out the YouTube channel. There's so much information in there. Like literally so much information in there, so many videos on various topics. So if you guys just wanted just some good information on how to get started, like how can I actually start a six-figure cleaning company, and you're telling me that I don't even have to clean, it talks about that in the YouTube channel. For those that are on IG, if you're like, yo, Jazz, how do I do this? Go check out the YouTube channel just so you can get some good information. And it will talk about how you can literally start the six-figure cleaning company without touching a mop, a broom, bending down and clean baseboards. And I know there's a debate about it, and that's okay. You guys, people are allowed to have their opinions, and it never really bothers me when people share their opinion if they don't agree with me or not. We're not in the perfect world, and people are not meant to agree. But what I do know, what I can stand firm on, all right, is that it works. Okay. Yes, because of the situation that I was in, I did clean in the beginning, but I have hundreds of students that has not cleaned anything on their own, have not met a cleaner, did not do an interview in person, has not met a client, did not go to a client's home to give a quote, like nothing at all, and have been extremely successful about it. So I know it works. Now you can have difference of opinions, boo, and that's what we got a brain for. Okay. And I love it. Voice it, however you feel is necessary. But what I do know without a shadow of a doubt is that it works. Okay. And I've seen the results, and some people get frustrated because it may take them longer. Some people get frustrated because they don't see the same results at the same time frame. Look, boo, your story is your story. Your purpose is your purpose. You don't know what that person had to get through. You don't know what that person had to invest in. Like, you don't know what their capital was like. You don't know what their previous background was like, right? I shared the story where the guy, he did 18K in 7 weeks. That's totally awesome. He almost did 20K in 2 months. And then, he has some marketing experience, but where he gained his high profit from was from Thumbtack, right? We have talked about somebody else, like her profession is she has profession in corporate, nothing in sales, nothing in service, did not do anything. She even hired the VA company in month 3, so she wasn't even worrying about or working with the actual clients, and it worked. So we can all go back and forth saying that no, the only way to succeed is by us actually going out there to do the things. So we know what we're supposed to do. We know what to expect. We know how to handle various situations. Y'all, that's what the CEO Cleaning Academy is for. Like, literally, because every scenario that I have been through, it's in there. And things that pop up that's new, which is why it's on a monthly membership now versus just a flat rate. You come in and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. It's because I'm constantly adding more information, right? With me being able to work behind the scenes with and helping other companies, launch and grow and open up new locations, I'm able to see a lot. So I still see new things. And when I do, I drop it in there. Or if I don't teach it and I don't know it, then I'm bringing somebody else to come in there and teach it. So I love this as a business. I feel like any and everybody. And the thing about it, you don't have to love to clean either. You don't have to love to clean to start a cleaning business, right? Does everybody, this is where we get fooled, okay? This is where we get fooled thinking that every business has to be a passion project. Every business does not have to be a passion project, does not have to be something that you are passionate about, right? It doesn't even have to be something that you are good at. It can be a learned behavior. It can be something that you can learn, grow, and develop and build in, right? I love cleaning. I love cleaning my own house after my own kids, after my own husband. I don't love cleaning after other people. That's not where I have my passion in. But what I do know is that being able to grow that business and launch that business and be able to build assets and build wealth is that I now have the capital to do what I really love to do. I now, like, this just may be the vehicle. It just may be the stepping stone to give you access to the capital to do what you really, really want to do. I was talking to my husband, and he has really big dreams, and I love it. We talk about it and we plan about it all the time. And some of the things that he really, really wants to do, we have to wait a little bit because we need some more capital. We have some investments, and we're waiting for them to mature and everything, so that way we can invest in what he wants to pursue. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't do anything. No, that means he's working on something else to build access to capital so that way he can have the funds to invest in what he really wants to do. You guys, entrepreneurship is not always about passion. It's not, right? It's really not. So I love this business. I feel like any and everybody should have a cleaning business. And there is enough space out there, right? I'm in Dallas. We're north of Dallas. I'm like an hour outside of Dallas, but people don't know the name of my town. And north of Dallas is growing so much. Like, there's new houses being built everywhere. By time in the next, like where I'm at now, it was like nothing. And now there's like everything. And I'm like, shoot, the way they keep growing, like, people's gonna be moving up to Oklahoma. Like, Oklahoma's gonna be the new Dallas because, like, they're just running out of space. Like, they're just building on every piece of green earth that they can find, and they're just building on it and building on it and building on it. So There's enough space for everybody to have a multiple six-figure cleaning company. One of my mentors in this business, he's also here in Dallas. He has two seven-figure cleaning companies in Dallas. Two different companies, two different names, run by the same people, and they're both doing seven figures. So if he can do it, why can't everybody do it, right? So that's my little rant. That's my little rant for the day. So for those that's like second guessing, like wondering, like, should I do this? Don't second guess yourself. If you have the thought to that you think you want to do this, then do it. Just do it. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to learn a lot. You're not going to know every SOP. You're not going to know how to interview. That's literally what the academy is for, you guys. I have this thing in there called the Master FAQ, because I literally take every question that I get that I have not already answered, right? Every question that I get from YouTube, email, everywhere, I create not create, I put those answers and questions in there. Like it's in there. I promise you there's not a question that has not been answered, unless it's a scenario. And I'm not saying that I know everything. It can very possibly well be a scenario, but it's not going to be like the most asked question, right? That's what FAQ, right? It's not going to be the most asked question that is asked. So like, the resources are available. And this is where the leg up come, because when I first started, I didn't know none of this. And I made so many mistakes. I have thousands and thousands of unpaid invoices because of how I did it first was not done the right way. And I made several mistakes, and I wanted to quit, and I wanted to cry, and I did cry, but I just kept pushing. I kept learning, and I kept growing. And eventually I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of like bumping my head on this same rock. Like, let me create a step and process around it, so that way we can avoid this scenario. That's where SOPs come from. Everybody wants to like, oh, I need better systems. You don't know what kind of system you need until you start operating, because every business need is different. We have some companies, like with the VA company, we have some companies to where we're constantly putting out fires. Every day there's a new fire. Every day there's a new scenario of something that we're having to handle. And with other companies, it's a breeze. Another company, her cleaners are always late. Another company, like the clients complain all the time. So, like, don't worry about needing the perfect system, right? What you need to worry about perfecting in the beginning is finding your cleaners, finding your clients, perfecting your pricing, right? Those are things that you learn. Those are things that you can control. Those are things that you operate now. The system, like, what system do you need? Like literally platforms, the best operating platforms that you can use to make your business run more easier. It's in the academy. Booking Koala to manage your cleaners, finding your cleaners on Craigslist, Indeed, Facebook groups, right? Finding clients, Thumbtack, Google My Business, Google LSA, Yelp, Bark, Nextdoor, Facebook groups, right? So what system do you need? Because the systems that you're mostly going to need is going to be you won't know them until you start operating, right? Yes, they're the most common ones. Onboarding, okay? Yes, screen, hire, interview, background check, insurance. Have them on board onto your Booking Koala platform. Make sure that they know all the expectations. Hire them, boom, right? But we sometimes put too much thought in the unnecessariness of the unnecessariness, and we just allow it to hold ourselves like captive. If I would have waited to like allow my business to be perfect to launch, I wouldn't have started, because I didn't know nothing. All I knew was that I lost my house, I lost both of my cars, I just had a baby. My husband was in West Texas trying to like truck drive out there in the oil fields. I had to move into a small 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment with my mom and all my kids in one room when my husband came. That's what I knew. And I knew I needed something. I needed a vehicle to get me out of that. That's all I knew. I didn't know how to hire a cleaner. I didn't know how to interview. My first interview was, hey, do you have cleaning supplies? Do you have a car? Awesome. Are you available to do a job tomorrow? I literally used to write the cleaning appointments on here, manage it, text it, boom, doom. Send my invoice. Like, now this way was horrible. Don't do this. This was what I'm teaching y'all to do the right way, okay? But this is what I did because I didn't know any better. I would send an invoice. We do the job. We get paid. I pay her through Cash App or Zelle. I didn't know, okay? I got my half. I put more money back into, and I just kept the wheel turning. And as my business grew, I learned and I grew in the business. So you guys, perfectionism is not in existence. Done is better than perfect. If we can, if we could grasp that part, that done is better than perfect, and just launch the business and learn and grow it as you can, that done is better than perfect all day. That doesn't mean you don't learn. I'm like, well, Jazz just said launch the business. So I just press launch and we're live and we're good. And then you don't take the time to learn anything in the process. No, I just don't want you taking forever to press that live button. I don't want you waiting for the perfect system to go live. That's what I don't want. Okay, so don't be like, yo, Jazz just said go live and we gonna roll with the punches. Yes and no. That's kind of what I said and did not say. Yes, hopefully we can do an update on platforms and services. Yeah. Wait. Oh, to do a video, I will. Because you guys, if you guys don't know, I'm currently in the process of launching BusyBook, which is going to it's just a booking platform very similar to Booking Koala, because I've tested and tried so many, and I've had to work with so many. Like in my mind, I know what the perfectness should look like, and I'm gonna come close to it. And that's what BusyBook is gonna be. You are welcome, love. You are so welcome. Thank you for this information. I'm 18 and it's honestly mind blowing finding things like this. That's so awesome. Do it, girl. Look, do it. If I had the mind frame at that young of an age, whew, I would already be on Forbes. See, I had the mindset for business. I love business. Watching my dad, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let's gab a little bit, and then I'm gonna cut it short. So my dad, right? Watching him not knowing what to do, but just watching how he operates from a distance, and me being so young, like not even knowing that I'm studying him, but I am. I remember he opened up a donut shop. Okay. He opened up a donut shop and he wanted to own something of his own, right? He had been in the military, he retired in the military, went to truck driving, but he wanted something of his own. And so he started this donut shop. Okay, y'all. And I don't know. I was not in these conversations, but in my mind, this is what I feel like he was thinking. He opened up this donut shop and he was like, man, we're having a closed shop, after breakfast. Like, this can't be it. So then he added on deli. Okay. Let me rewind a little bit, because before I can even get to that part, let me just talk about like how he knew location was so important. Y'all, this is before Google. Google was not existent during these days. AI and just ask Chat GPT was definitely not in existence in this day. So he placed his business down the street from a police department, across the street from a school district, down and then across the other street from a high school. Like, can you get any perfect than that, you guys, right? Think about people that eat donuts and coffee, right? So he's like, we need to add something else because we're closing shop too soon. And like, this is a brick and mortar. Like, I got this space. Like, why are we closing at 11 o'clock? So he adds on sandwiches. Lunch rush is like coming in. I remember standing on a milk crate, working the cash register, getting the donuts for these people before school. I would catch the bus to school from the donut shop. And so lunch is banging, right? Police department, they need their food. School district, the students, right? He created like this student sandwich off of hamburger buns. And but then he's like, man, I'm still having to close shop around 1 o'clock. Like, what am I going to take up with the rest of the space? So he added barbecue. Y'all, I don't know if there's another one that's in existence like this, but I've never seen another donut, deli, and barbecue. Okay. So he opened up and we started serving dinner for barbecue at nighttime. Y'all, like this man was a genius, right? And I was just so in awe to see him operate like that. And my mom would be helping them, right? It's family owned business. My brother would be helping. And so my mom would start smoking and lighting up the pit around like when we were prepping for morning. So they would do that on purpose. Like, they would put their best wood out, put the almond wood out to get the aroma all over the place. And so when people would come in for breakfast, they would start prepaying and putting in dinner orders. I'm like, yo, this man is a genius, right? So I had the mindset for business for watching him. Now, when I turned 18, right, this is where I wish that I had the desire for it, but I wish I had the mindset for it. So when I turned 18 and I was gonna go play volleyball in college, I messed up my rotator cuff, hyperextended both my elbows, and I could not play. And so I just went to college locally and I got a job. I moved out. And so one day my dad showed up to my place and he was like, "Hey, I want you to come on a ride with me." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we went on a ride, and down the street from where I was living at that time, we drove into this parking lot. It was like a little corner store and like a little shopping plaza. And I thought like we were just gonna go get something to drink, and then he was gonna take me wherever. So we went into the corner store and he's just talking to me. And then we went into this video game store. And I was like, "Dad, what are we doing in here?" Like, and so he handed me these keys and he was like, "This is for you. This is your business." And I'm like, "Dad, I don't even like video games. Like, I don't even play. Like, I don't, what is Sega Genesis still out? Like, what are we doing here?" And then he was like, "You're working 2 to 3 jobs just to maintain, like, you can run your business, do your homework, and like, pay your bills and everything, right?" And I was upset, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was upset, okay? Because I was like, "Dad, I hate video games." Now, if Jasmine today would have been Jasmine at 18 when my dad gave me that business. And I mean, like, he gave me the business, like, for real. Like, the business, he bought it from somebody. So the business already came, like, it was already like designed and laid out. It's basically like a GameStop situation, right? Buy, sell, trade, new and used video games. Okay. And it came already with like the inventory at that moment. And and everything and everything. But I was so mad. I'm like, "Dad, I hate video game. Like, what are we doing here?" Like, and but me being the good old girl, I did it, but I was hot. Like, I didn't do it willingly. Like, I didn't take it as my business. I just took it as the mindset of an employee, to where, like, I know I had to show up. I know I had to do the things to like check the clients out, but I didn't see it in my mind as like this being my business. If I have one regret in life, that's probably my only regret. But I was young, going through that young and dumb phase, right? Because if Jasmine was like half of Jasmine, look, it would be like GameStop who? Okay, I would have flipped that thing so much. Like, GameStop really has no competition. Like, there's other small local ones like that one was, but GameStop has no competition besides regular big box stores. So your Target, your Walmart, to where people would go in and also buy video games for. But GameStop itself, there was one other store that was very similar, but I stopped hearing about them. So I don't even think they're in existence. But I tell my husband, like, if I would have just had half the mindset to treat it as a business, GameStop would have their money. They would have a run for their money, because your girl will be coming for their throat. Okay. So this goes back to talking to Smokey, with you being 18. Like, just the fact that you have the desire and you have the mindset, like, you're going to be unstoppable. So just keep building, keep learning, keep working on you. Like, if I was to say anything, right, just keep learning and working on you yourself, because you're bound for success. I love it though. Hey, IG. I know I keep toddling my back and forth, you guys, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, you guys. For those that want to join this challenge, the link for IG, I'll put it in the link in the bio situation. This is a free challenge, you guys. There's no VIP or upsell. Like, this is just me really just wanting to pour back into my community and really help those that I feel need help in this particular area. Okay, this is not directly the regular 6-figure cleaning company challenge. This is the God powered business challenge, where we're going to be talking a lot about faith, mindset, learning how to let go and learning how to trust God in the process and the path that He has us in. Because I understand that working on you is working on your business. And if you can just pause for the 15 minutes out your day to watch these videos and trainings that's going to come, and then also put in the work to the assignments and participate in the assignments and actually do the work, because it's not going to be enough just to be hearers of it, but it's going to require you to be doers of it and actually do the work that's going to challenge you, that's going to actually build that capacity, so that way you can carry the weight of the assignment that he has for you, right? Like, he's never going to put anything more on us than we can bear. But what if he has more for us that at this moment we can't carry? And we only can't carry it because we won't take the time to strengthen ourselves, right? We understand working out. I'm trying to work out, Lord Jesus, on this weight loss. Let's not even go there. Okay. But we understand the process with building muscles. In order to build muscles, you have to tear it and break it through, and you're in pain, you're sore, you're like, right? Like, it's the same part. It's the same process for us. It's the same process for us. So thank you guys so much for listening. I will keep these lives up, so that way for those that just joined, you can come back and take a look at it, because I did make a huge announcement. So that way, if you guys didn't hear it, come back and listen to the replay, and you'll be able to stay in the loop for what's going down in September, because it's going to be big. All right. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I will see y'all later. Good night.